Happy holidays, reference pair. I didn't get you anything because my psychologist says I shouldn't talk to you because you're a fruit. Under the tree. I have never seen this. Azul. An abstract game. I had such a good time the last time I played an abstract game. Okay, so what are we playing? The hexes of hyperspace. Right. First to 6 hexes wins, or if you can assemble a spectrum of sadness in your discard pile, which is 1 hex of each color. How do I... The game is subdivided into 20 nano rounds of 10 phases each, where you'll try and collect hexes according to their inverse hypothetical value. Then there's blind bidding with time tokens, and if the tableau that you have assembled is non-Euclidean, you will miss a round, a nano round. You want to avoid building or being forced to build a tableau that will lock you out. Why? You start with 10 time tokens and 10 currency cubes. Why is this happening? Who are we? What is... Begin the increments. Talk about starting on the back foot, huh? Well, hold on, take a look at this. Look at all of this, because this is why spiders have 8 eyes. 8 eyes so that they can fully drink in all of this candy-coloured charm. Azul is the blinking line of fairy lights that winds its way around your living room. It is the palette of joy that paints over the grey skies of the holidays. It is the sparkling winter sun that melts away the season's somnambulance. And it has that thing where it just looks almost tasty. But don't worry, I am definitely not going to eat this game, but it is by far the best looking abstract game that I have played ever. And that is not a bad way to begin, is it? These beautiful clacking plastic tokens are all tiles. Tiles which you will be arranging on your player board to replicate the pattern depicted. Piece by piece, line by line, row by row. Each time you place a tile, you score a point, but as your collection expands, you score more points if those tiles are connected to rows or columns of other tiles, or if you manage to lay all the same tiles of the same type. However, you aren't simply racing just to complete this pattern. The game ends as soon as a single player has completed 1 row of tiles, which could be rather quickly, but don't assume that the first player to finish is going to be the player that wins. And each wonderfully indulgent round of Azul begins with a very pleasurable, very loud rummage in this laundry bag of tiles, from which a whole bunch are drawn and placed 4 apiece across this curious ring of coasters. Then players take turns taking a single type, a single colour of tiles from one of these coasters, and they have to draw all of the tiles of that colour, of that type, and then dump the rest in a discard in the centre. Next, they're going to think very carefully about where these tiles are going to hang out. You see, these don't go straight onto the pattern straight away. No, they have to be slotted into these holding spaces, these sort of buffers that have 1 to 5 slots along the edge of the pattern, and they can only go into places that aren't yet claimed, or places that are held by tiles of the same type, tiles of the same colour. If, heaven forbid, there is not actually enough space, or all of the spaces are taken by tiles of other colours, then whatever is left, whatever excess there is, falls off the wall to become smashed tiles at the bottom of the board. I hate the sound of stuff breaking. As everybody yoinks tiles from this ceramic circle, the dump of discards in the middle gradually grows as well, becoming itself an ever more appealing option. You can also reach in here and grab all, and again you have to grab all of the tiles of a certain type and add them to your board, but first player who does so also has to take the first player token, which does let you go first next round, but can also sit at the bottom of your board Nearly put those candles out with all the other smashed tiles, giving you another scoring penalty. But it's easy, right? And you know, where's the excitement in any of that? You just lined up some tiles. Well done. Good for you. Once you have emptied all of the coasters and all of the discard pile, it is time to slide and score. You will take the first tile from every completed holding row, which in this case is only the top two, slide that down into the grid where, well done, it's going to score you hot points. Anything left behind it, plus the the mess you've made, they go back into the lid of the box. They wait rebirth later in the bag, but they can only get recycled once the bag's been completely emptied. If you have dropped a tile by itself somewhere, well, that's just worth a point. But if you are starting to build rows or columns, every time you slip something new into them, that's worth more points, meaning it's always wiser to try and find a way to build outward from what you have, rather than just create a disconnected peppering of porcelain. Once everyone has finished doing their scoring and applying their penalties, you check to see if anyone has completed a row, which would end the game, and then if not, you once again enjoy the tantalizing tactility of reaching into this bag and filling up all of the coasters. So far, so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Time out. Tell me how you're feeling. Are you excited yet? You're not. That's understandable. All I've done so far is show you a game of clicking together a ceramic quilt. Why would you be interested in that? Wait, don't go. All you need is one more round of play. So you've probably had a very pleasant start. Good for you, isn't that nice? But you've probably got some incomplete holdings as well. These sort of buffer storage rows are now locked into being whatever color you started them being, and you want to finish those so you can flush them out and turn them into points. And at the same time, you've cleared other rows and you're probably thinking, I want to grab something that will land next to something I've already placed, so I'm going to score more points for that. And you see what's happening here? You already have a direction. You have a path that you're trying to go down. You have plans is what you have. No, you have ambitions. Hopes, actually dreams. And you know what gets in the way of plans, ambitions, hopes and dreams? Yeah, other people. Other players with their grabby hands are snatching away the tiles that you want. Maybe you needed 3 reds this round to complete something you've been working on, and guess how many chances you had for that? Just 1. But maybe you could make your own luck if you chose a couple of blues and then sent a red from that coaster to the discard where it joins 2 more reds. Then you've got 3 reds in the discard. Next round you could take those if nobody else does already with their flapping fleshy fingers. And you did need those 2 blues, didn't you? I mean, they're helping you, right? They're not just smashing on your floor. And then another round is over. A few more tiles go into the lid of the box while the bag itself is getting a bit light. Meanwhile, you've managed to score a few more tiles. Hopefully you've got some adjacency bonuses, but also this buffer holding area beside your pattern that somehow is fuller than before. Even more things aren't finished, and yet that player has somehow scored an entire column. That player has scored every tile of the same color for a huge points bonus. And they both seem to somehow be able to take the tiles that you really needed before it's your turn to take them. How are they doing that? Are they watching you? Okay, you've seen a bit more play. What do you think of the game now? I'm sorry? Yeah, that's all there is to Azul. It's tile laying. There'll just be more tile laying. That's all there is, actually. Special powers? What? No, there's no special powers or special events or surprises or characters or plot or anything new that gets introduced. If you've actually seen the whole game now, that's pretty much it. Huh? Don't I wish there was more? Well, yeah, I guess I do, because what were they thinking? There's barely anything even in the box. And why am I bothering to review this and make a video? Oh, I remember why. It's because Azul is a gorgeous little gentleman, almost a perfect package, and this is a mid-review turnaround. This bad boy is going to break your heart and you will love it anyway. The apparent simplicity of Azul hides devious depths. Don't assume that because it's pretty, it's done. That is always a bad assumption. Oh my goodness. Sure, it's bright colours, it's simple designs. The first round of the game is pretty straightforward and arbitrary, and yet by the third or fourth round of the game, so many of the choices that you make are crucial, critical. As you run out of space, you run out of options, so does everybody else. And every pick makes something more difficult for somebody else, or maybe just yourself. How did it get so mean? Well, because it's so precisely balanced, like a tightrope walker's checkbook between accessibility and kind of being slightly murderously evil? Is that right? Murderously evil? 5 different colours, just enough to make things complicated. And everything about Azul is just enough. It doesn't need anything more than what it has, which is almost perfection. Back to the candles. Not now, not now. This is also a game of minimal luck and maximal, what I like to call, digging yourself into a wholeness, because the sections of your board that you decide you're going to fill up are your choice. The tiles that you take from the coasters are your choice, knowing that you'll be dumping other tiles into the discard and knowing that you, like everyone else, will have to dive into those, this is actually toxic, dive into those dregs at some point. Because every round doesn't end until every single tile is taken, there is always this end of round garbage dump raccoon rummaging where you take the best that you can. And inevitably there is going to be something in there that you realise, oh god, I put that in there myself, I should never have done that, and now there's too many blue tiles, and I needed blue tiles but I never needed 6 of them. Oh boy, it gets brutal by the end of the game, by the end of every game. How did this pretty little boy get so wicked, get so evil? It's because Azul is just perfectly designed. It's not overcomplicated, it's not over elaborate. It has exactly as much as it needs in the box. My table is on fire. I know, for some of you it won't, oh god, look at this. Some of you it won't be enough. Azul is an abstract game, and as such it doesn't have a narrative or a personality. There's no reason for you doing any of the stuff that you are doing in the game, except that it is the thing that will make you win in the end. We have looked over the years at hundreds of games that are about winning wars, building empires, fighting plagues, saving worlds, destroying worlds, getting rich quick. Azul is just put some tiles next to each other because that way you'll win. And for many of you that won't be enough. And I understand that. I think Azul is terrific. It is the perfect combination of prettiness and precision, and I thoroughly recommend it. And on a personal level, it's also incredibly refreshing. With a face as craggy as an Irish cliff, I am the grizzled veteran who thinks that he has seen it all. And yet, Azul has been a terrific surprise for me. It has been a torpedo in the water when I didn't even know I was at sea. It's also one of my favourite games of the year, which is, you know, very nice of it to be that after conveniently coming along at the end of the year in the holiday season. Here's another thing. It might actually be an excellent choice for the holiday season, because if you want to play games with friends and family who are not so into that and they're turned off by aliens and war and more elves, then maybe they're going to be more interested in you describing a game where you just make pretty patterns and you lay down tiles and it's fairly straightforward and the rules are quite simple. You get people playing that? I think you could. And then you'll get in that situation that you often do with your friends and family when they board game for the first time. When you discover that actually, just like Azul, they can be surprisingly wicked. This is stuck to the wax on the table. And there you are. Now you understand why I feel the way that I do about this wonderful fellow. And you... Sorry? You want to go on a date with Azul instead? How would that work? It's a board game. How would it even eat? How do you eat? You just... Huh? That's disgusting! Thank you you so much for watching, and if you enjoy that, please do the old YouTube double of liking and subscribing. But don't stop there. We have hundreds more videos already on our channel. Reviews like this one, let's play videos, tutorials, Matt's excellent Twilight Imperium documentary, and some of the videos are here now. I thought this would be a overlay, but they're actually in my home. This is quite disturbing. If you watch them, they might go away. Help!